Very dear to everyone's hearts. It's our children, right? So I'm going to call up Raelene Stokes, and Raelene is a clinical sexologist, and she's going to talk about the activities that are going on that affect our children under essentially what is called grooming. Thank you, Raelene.
Thank you. Welcome to the truth. This government is responsible for horrendous crimes of child abuse and dismantling our family systems. Facts. Our schools are grooming our kids. They're teaching them secrets that you're not aware of. They're teaching young kids how to tell lies to their parents, not to tell parents everything. And by the way, if you think your kids are okay on the internet, they're not. Whether you've got them protected, I can tell you, guaranteed, some teachers are giving them apps in secret that directly link to transgenderism. I'm talking about 5, 6, 7-year-olds. That's where I work. Fact, I've seen photos of teachers, unqualified, inexperienced, young teachers teaching 8 and 9-year-olds how to put condoms on, how to ejaculate, how to have sex, play with sex toys and bondage. This is no joke. I have all the data and I work in it, and no one's doing anything. Rigid. Your children are now being labelled from grade 1 to 2. Rigid of their agenda. That simply means if a child refuses to play in the opposite sex role, they're now labelled rigid. And check your school reports, because many of you will probably notice it there. The problem is, by the second year, at 7 years of age, if they're still labelled rigid, they're about to be groomed, socially transitioned, because they're not complying. This is happening right under your noses every single day, and it's been going on for 4 to 6 years, and no mainstream media is talking about it, which is another thing you have to wonder about. Toilets. Who gave permission for men with penises to be with your daughters in the toilet? That's what's going on. Say no to unisex toilets at school. The girls are being raped, fondled. Speak to parents. This is my job. It's disgusting. Child Protection Police, they don't care. That's another minute coming up. But if you go online, I urge you to go online and listen to the young girls asking for all of your help. You're the adults, you're the parents. It's not up to them to protect themselves. They are unsafe, intimidated, humiliated, and they have to be naked with men in the change rooms with a penis flashing. Wake up, people. It's happening to your kids. Fathers, are you okay with that with your daughters? Come on. We have to stand united. We need men with dignity to protect your children. We need it fast. Teachers are grooming your kids. If they don't diverse and accept things that are against them, they are going to be groomed, and it is disgusting. They are forcing children to think they're in the wrong body. And if you think you've got rights, parents, you haven't had rights for 4 bloody years. Let me tell you that. Over 113 families, in fact, I think it's 119 now, in the last just couple of years, schools want your children to say they think they're in the wrong body after many years of coercion to think that. The minute your child says that, the school calls the police, calls Child Protection, and that night they'll be at your door, and if you don't affirm, say goodbye to your child. I'm dealing with parents who haven't seen their kids for 4, 6, 7 years. It's been going on for a long time. And when you go to court, you're all gagged. There is no support. These families are committing suicide. There's no data. But I can tell you, I've been working with this for years, and not many people are listening. Daycare, we're actually grooming our kids age 2. In daycare, one of my clients showed me for Mother's Day a sheet. It was given to a 2-year-old. No such thing as mother anymore. Mama, transgender mummy. Poor transgender mummy who can't biologically have babies. That's on 2-year-olds' cards for Mother's Day. I've got all of this. It's a disgrace. Drag queens. Since when have drag queens been interested in your 2 to 8-year-olds? What we've seen the other night on TV is not what I see, I can tell you. They are dancing raunchy, sexy, and in an adult world with your kids. And if you see some of these kids crying, they're tormented. That's what mainstream don't show you. Why is there interest in your kids? Sue Ellery. Sue Ellery has made them exempt from police child checks. I bet you didn't know that. They do not have to be checked to work with your kids. Children have the right to be free from coercion to an ideology imposed on them. You have to stand up for them because they don't have a voice. If you don't, by next year, we're in for it because all they want is your kids transgendered. It's $1 trillion business. They are experimenting on your kids, and if you're happy mutilating your child and allowing that child to suffer for the rest of its life, well, you're a child abuser as far as I'm concerned. I see these kids. Nothing changes. They have lung, kidney issues. They don't grow up on puberty blockers, cross hormones. They are stunted to a 12-year-old pedophile's delight. I was told by a client, I've got one client, a 7-year-old kid, who the teacher keeps telling him, just back to the grooming, I forgot, that he's a girl. He goes home, mummy, the teacher keeps telling me I'm a girl. No, you're not. And this teacher, I can guarantee, is grooming because this poor little child, fact, is having nightmares 3 months later. Check on your kids. You need to be hands-on. You're being told lies and you've got to stop this grooming and education. Librarians, youth centres, Headspace, affirming therapists, any health professional, they are not safe. Behind them is a transgender clinic. Your children are a commodity. It is now a consumption of exploitation of our young to adhere to $1 trillion business. And perspective shows our government and gender politics will exploit our children for technology, medicine and pharmaceutical control if we permit. Thank you.
Thank you indeed.